Hello, group. Welcome to Actual Rock Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. Today, don't be put off by the cover. Some of you may like it, because some of you are sick puppies. It's Glowing Brain Memory Distortion. Okay, put that away. Get that out of your head. Music's a lot better than that. Okay? A nice concept of art piece, but kind of rough in execution. This is the third release by Glowing Brain of Oakland, California. And what is it? They describe it as a rock and roll band that plays punk music. No. Motorhead, of course, described themselves as a rock and roll band. It's just rock and roll. Sure, Lemmy, we love you. Bless your memory. But this Glowing Brain is mostly in the stew. There's a whole kinds of stuff in the stew, but it is basically heavy rock, heavy metal, with touches of thrash and stoner rock and speed metal and hardcore punk and space rock. Guitar player had a cup of coffee touring with Nick Turner. Nick Turner's version of Hawkwind. And of course, when he left that band, Glowing Brain snapped him up. So, yeah, there's some space rock in here and some synths and keyboards, by Doc, the guitar player. And, shouted vocals. It's not really singing, it's just shouting, which is cool. You'll like it when you hear it. And so, is there punk in there? Yeah, there is. Yeah. And a lot of Motorhead, especially in the rhythm section, in the leader's the bass player. He's the singer, bass player in the Lemmy tradition. But he's shouting here instead of, to accuse Lemmy of singing. He did great. And so does the guy here. And, the lyrics are supposed to have socially conscious lyrics. I couldn't follow. If you dig around, if you buy physical, maybe they'll give you lyrics with this. And 10 songs, 36 minutes. So despite the space rock element or stoner rock, there's stoner rock in there too. It doesn't carry on that long. But my favorite song here, the one I saved, Bong Exhaust. Title gives it away. A little bit of stoner here. Bong Exhaust. Clocks in 4 seconds short of 6 minutes. So, the usual, song titles that doesn't give you a clue what you're in for. other than it's kind of a heavy metal, hard rock, thrashist sort of sound. Long hair punks. That's how they describe their music, as long hair punk. Revenge Panada, Crude Bastard, Memory Distortion, the title track, Hole in the Skull, Creeping Debt. Now that's scary. Not Creeping Death. Creeping Debt. Eee. Bummer Machine, Dying on the Vine, and Chilling Technology. So, other than bong exhaust, it doesn't really give you, well, you may enjoy, you may like those song types. But, and hardcore punk in there too. Yeah, throw in the stew also. And I had to go back to it. Because no, this cover didn't do anything for me. I just I think I did try to hear it once and I went, eh. But then Razor Cake, the new issue or the latest issue of Razor Cake, had a review of it. And it reminded me that, or told me, there is a Motorhead influence in here. Later Motorhead. Okay, not the classic, Fast Eddie, Filthy, and Lemmy Motorhead, but Campbell and Woolsole and Mickey D, those guys. That later Motorhead is in this too as well. And there's at least one Motorhead lift that you will identify and go, oh, I remember that riff. I remember that bit. It is a pretty original record. A lot of ingredients in the stew. But the most dominant is very much, despite what they would prefer, rock and roll plain punk. No. Not quite. It is heavy metal. There's some thrash and hardcore metal, thrash, death, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you get the Motorhead rhythm, you got a bit of space rock, a touch of space rock, just a pinch, from a guy that toured with Nick Turner. Nick Turner's version of Hawkwind, so he knows it's a space rock. And, a pinch of that and a pinch of punk and I don't know, not so much punk. It belongs in the heavy metal section. I'm just saying. Glowing Brang belongs in the heavy metal section of the record store. But even if, like me, you get tired, I've grown tired and cynical of what is referred to as heavy metal. It's just, no. This is tasty. With all this stuff in the stew, I was in the mood for it. Not for the cover. Oh boy. Do better. As the kids say nowadays. Glowing Brain, for your next record, do better. He'll blend in with the heavy metal stuff, I guess. In that section, it'll stand out. But ten songs, 36 minutes, and boy, it will keep you awake. If you can sleep through that, you're a sick puppy. We love you, but you're a sick puppy. Good treatment. If you can sleep through that, you know, you're really tired. That's all I can say. I think that's all I gotta say. I think there's all to say. Heck of a stew. It is basically, modern heavy metal, thrash, punk, stir it all up. Some Motorhead and punk and space rock, and it's good stuff. And it's here on YouTube. So remember, Glowing Brain. Love them despite the band name. Memory Distortion. It's different. You like this video? Give it a like. Subscribe to Action Rock Corner. Oh yeah, it's definitely action rock. And high energy rock. Because of course, if you stir together heavy metal, hard rock, and punk, no matter what, pinch of that or more of this, yeah, you get action rock. So keep that in mind. Check it out. Ring the notification bell. And go listen. Don't look at the cover. Don't stare at it too long. Listen. The Glowing Brain, Memory Distortion, and come back. And what do you think? Give us your reply. And for latest in action rock, garage rock, punk, psychobilly, rockabilly, and classic and legacy bands, come back here to Action Rock Corner. We'll have it for you. Remember, fresh music is as important as fresh food. Glowing Brain, only a 10-year-old band. And so they're fresh. Yeah, not these 80-year-old legacy bands. We love them. We need a new generation. New generation. Have fun with your music. You need a little bit more thrash, hard rock, heavy metal in your listening habits. But not necessarily this cover. It needs work. Do better, Glowing Brain, do better. Have fun with your music. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.